This is Spencer with the MacGuffin.
And I'm Alan.
And we have just come out of A Good Day to Die Hard.
Yes.
The 5th chapter of the Die Hard opus.
John McClane cannot catch a break.
Especially now, like this felt like Clerks meet Die Hard. Because not only is it like John McClane being Die Hard, this time he's traveling around with his son, Jai Courtney, Die Harding. And he's just like, I'm on vacation the entire time.
I'm on vacation, but I'm still going to jump into this action.
I mean, it definitely feels like it picked up where Live Free or Die Hard left off, with the family, the dysfunctional family trying to reunite. Very much chase-oriented, like
the whole
Live Free or Die
movie felt like a chase.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely. And I mean, I was sitting there thinking about this, actually, during the movie, that, granted, all of them sort of take place over a very truncated time frame.
Right.
But this one very much felt more chase-ish than even Live Free or Die Hard. Live Free or Die Hard, there were, like, moments of building up to it, and then there was, like, a lot of chase action.
The interesting thing about this movie is that it's only 90 minutes. About an hour and a half, which is like, 20, 30 minutes shorter than the next shortest movie.
Probably.
And I totally felt that. The pacing was just on like that, and it just didn't have enough space to breathe.
Well, I think the reason why it was so truncated is because the story was very much abbreviated. I mean, they really sort of streamlined what the baseline story was, and that's essentially, John McClane goes to Russia to save his son, and then they go on, they're being chased by people who are trying to kill them, essentially.
Right.
This Russian dude is with them.
The sad thing about this one is that the writing... See, to me, John McClane is always the go-getter. He's the one who's always, like, saving the day or whatever. In this movie, it felt like he was just tagging along with his son.
Oh, no, totally. Absolutely.
Just like, what's going on? I guess I'll just follow you and see what happens.
This very much felt like he was not the lead. Like, it really rung bells of Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull for me, where it really felt like it was trying to almost be a transitional film.
Sure.
Like, even by the end, it really felt like they're setting up Jai Courtney sort of as, like, the new John McClane. I mean, they were making jokes like, I'm John McClane. He was like, well, you're Junior and I'm Senior.
Yeah.
Like, so it felt sort of like that, This has been a thing in action movies lately, Indiana Jones, the Crystal Skull. They sort of hinted at that with Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol.
They always team the main character with someone else who could or may not become the heir apparent.
Well, yeah, it really feels like, especially as these action stars are getting older, Tom Cruise, Harrison Ford, now Bruce Willis, like they're trying to find a way to continue on the franchise in case the lead actor doesn't want to do it. And it felt really...
The problem with that is that a lot of these, great action stars were successful because they were kind of the lone wolf, like the one man versus everyone. So it feels weird to see like John McClane teaming up with someone else to take down all these bad guys.
Well, that was sort of my biggest fundamental problem with the movie is that, Die Hard as a franchise, even including Live Free or Die Hard, is sort of fundamentally felt like as a cat and mouse game with John McClane the villain. And this doesn't feel that way at all. No. This is just a chase movie.
Yeah, it just feels like just one whole chase scene, really. It was actually kind of funny because the writing didn't allow the characters to really expand or develop. There'd be like a 10 to 15 minute action scene, and then there's like a 2 or 3 minute scene where John McClane's just talking to some random stranger like, man, it's hard being a parent.
They literally like the 2 minute breather before they have to start running.
Exactly.
Like it almost
just felt like they just were like, oh shit, we need to add this, and they just threw it in the writing.
Yeah, it wasn't like done in real time, but it almost had a feeling of being done in real time because it was so quickly through all the action. The other thing was Jai Courtney. He's not bad, but he was just not good. Like, you think about all the other sort of accessory characters, Reginald Bell Johnson, who I loved, Samuel Jackson, who I enjoyed, and even Justin Long. Like, they all felt like they had more to their characters than he did. He felt very one-dimensional, just like, I don't like you, Dad. You're a good father. And
I think he's okay. I mean, in Jack Reacher, he was all
good.
Right. I think it was just more of a product of poor writing that didn't really give his character enough to be memorable.
Well, the problem with that family is they had done that story arc in Live Free or Die Hard with the daughter. So to rehash the, you're a fucking bad father, it just felt like, okay, I get it. But you're carrying on in his footsteps. You're more in common than you really believe. It's that classic cliche. So.
Yeah, I mean, the movie, I was walking in trying to be cautiously optimistic, but halfway in I was like, oh, this is exactly what I suspected.
Oh, no, the last third of the movie is a dramatic drop-off. The first two-thirds, is fine. It's not great. But it's like an okay action film. It's one of those action films I could throw on and watch in the background or something. Not mine. The last third of the movie though is just like slow and frustrating and doesn't really.
The twist just didn't make any sense. There was backstabbing, and there was backstabbing behind the backstabbing.
Yeah. There's one good moment in the last third, but that isn't necessarily enough to redeem it.
Oh, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
There's the one scene where everyone's like, oh,
yeah,
shit.
Everyone enjoyed it. It's probably the one scene in the entire movie that everyone enjoyed.
Yeah, but it's not enough to save them.
And there's so much CGI at the end. Like, the CGI became so aggressive.
I said, like, it totally went like a Zack Snyder route with the slow-mo and the CGI everywhere. Yeah. It's just, what the heck, you know? It became a cartoon, pretty much,
it did.
At the end.
Agreed.
So.
All right, final grade.
Final grade, you know, thinking about it, I'm going somewhere in the C range.
Yeah, I'm feeling probably C plus. Like the first 2/3, I was thinking, maybe low B maybe. Yeah. But that last third really dropped it down to C plus C range.
It's tough when you have the name Die Hard on the movie. I mean, you have so much to live up to, and this film just didn't live up to it.
No, sadly.